Are you satisfied? This is what you came for, right? You came for this guy, not for me. Well, either way, I'm here. Let me put him away. Yahoo! Oh my goodness, it's been a minute. Where? Holy moly. Genuinely, it feels like it's been 10 billion years. How long has it been? 5 days since a proper stream. I think a few days ago I did the internet test. Yeah, but that doesn't count, right? That was 30 minutes and I wasn't even there. I had my cutout doppelganger standing in my place. But I have a download speed and an upload speed that are both respectively 2 digits, which means I can stream. And I have had electricity for the last, I want to say like 12 hours. So I don't think it'll go away again. And I'm feeling better too. All 3 things that hit me at once are mostly better. Yeah. It's still super cold though. I'm freezing to death out here, but I've got strategies for that, so I'll be fine. More importantly, how have you been? It's been a bajillion years. I'm out of the loop. I need you to catch me up. What have I missed? Tell me everything that's good in your world. Thank you for the welcomes back. The warm welcome. I was not gone that long. I was only gone a few days. In the grand scheme of things, that's like barely anything. But thank you for the warm welcome. A bit sick because of the rain and storm. Oh no, I hope you feel better soon. It is 6th season. And by 6th season, I mean just kind of like all of winter. People just get sick in the winter. I don't know what it is. I know exactly what it is, actually. There's a scientific explanation for the fact that people get sick more often in winter. Namely, to just name a few things that contribute to this. The cold weather has people spending more time indoors, which means that airborne pathogens, you know, they're more clustered together. People are sharing tighter spaces to stay warm. And on top of that, the air is dry because of the cold. The air is dry, which means that those airborne pathogens, they're like turbo strong. And, you know, the same thing goes for surface stuff, like germs on surfaces, doorknobs, things like that. There are many reasons that cause people to get sick more often in the winter that can be documented and prevented. So I will be wishing you good health through the rest of this season. Cardboard Kaelix. No, he's gone. I'm clocking in for today. He's only there to cover my shifts when I don't want to work. Yeah, I really am happy that I can stream again. It's been very frustrating. It's been like doubly frustrating because here's the thing. When I get super busy, I get a little frustrated if I can't stream, but I can work through it, you know, because I gotta work. And that's why I can't stream. I can deal with being busy. You know, if I've got to record stuff or if I've got some administrative work to take care of, I can swallow that, you know, I can cope with it. But in this case, I wasn't able to stream or do my other work. So I fell behind in my work and I didn't stream. And that just blows, TBH. That was not very fun. So I'm glad that I can resume my usual activity. I will still be super busy for the coming weeks, as I think I warned you a couple months ago and then again a few weeks ago. I will still be super busy in the approaching weeks, pretty much the entirety of February now, because I ended up falling behind, so I have to push some of my things forward, push forward some deadlines. But we can hang out whenever there is free time, so that's good. It's not like totally lost. Okaeri tadaima. 久しぶりだな. Feels like it's been a bajillion years. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I just seeing as how my signal is strong again, strong enough to stream. My next stream schedule slot that I have is actually a collab stream over on Vera's channel. And I just really wanted to do something over here before then, because I don't know, it feels a little weird if I go totally off the grid for 5 days and then the first contact you see from me is a collab. So I decided to be a little impulsive. I think I mentioned to you that I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing recently. I tend to default to Animal Crossing whenever I'm sick and also whenever I'm trying not to scroll. And I've been on a mission to avoid short form content. No TikToks, no YouTube shorts, no scrolling. I don't do any of that anymore. I've been scrolling free for a few days. But I've been gradually working towards it for a bit. And I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I've been recently very inspired. And there's this thing that I want to try making in Animal Crossing, and I don't want to wait any longer to make it. But I also don't want to do it without you watching it. I want you to see it happen. So that's what this is. So we can kind of like, we can catch up, and I can terraform my lake at the same time. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So hold on. I literally, the second I had the thought to do the stream and the second I decided, yeah, I'm gonna do it, that's when I made the stream. So I haven't actually set everything up yet. You're gonna have to give me 1 second. Okay, and then I have to do the title. Like so. Like so. Wait, do I have the right microphone on as well? Yes. Got the right settings here. Okay, everything is good, I think. I'm great. Yeah, thank you. Before we get into just talking more casually, I do want to say thank you for your patience the last week, pretty much. Because honestly, even before all these recent issues, I was kind of busy. I just have not been as available. So, thank you for waiting. I am glad that everything is resolving, finally. It can be kind of frustrating when you aren't able to change things that are getting in your way. But I think in those times, you just gotta have patience. So I appreciate that you were able to have patience as well. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Wait, no. My surprise is spoiled. Pretend you didn't see that. Whoa, jump scare. Volume jump scare. How's the volume? I don't remember. I think it was about this decibel is what we play at usually. You didn't see that. You didn't see it. Don't respond to it. It doesn't exist. Yeah, no, I experimented a little bit. Yeah, no, I already showed it to you, so I might as well just show it to you in full. I had a new idea for an interesting landmark, because I told you that I was thinking of making a lake here in the center, or in like the relative center. It'd actually be kind of off to the left. And they recently added a feature to Animal Crossing that is basically Animal Crossing creative mode. And that kind of enables you to experiment a bit more. You know, you can play around a little bit with things like blueprinting. And I thought it would be kind of cute to have like a lake that you can see from above to have a certain shape. Is the vibe. Can you fly? No, but you have unlimited resources and you can generate super flat islands to work with, which is a lot more convenient than doing it on your actual island. So my goal is to transfer not exactly this, but something like this over here. I don't have exactly enough space, so here's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. In fact, hold on. We may need to make a new blueprint, but I don't want to do it right now. We can make a new blueprint after I finish the lake, but here, I'm gonna use my pointer. Where's my little pointer? I have it in here somewhere. Is it this one? No. We got a more centered this one. So I'm thinking what I'll do. I was originally thinking I'd have a lake like this, like filling in this whole space here, and have the rivers feed into it from both sides. But I want the lake to be on the bottom level, which is going to be kind of awkward for having rivers feeding into it or flowing from it as a source. So the lake is going to be separated from the rivers. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have like a tiny little peak here, and there's going to be a little waterfall, and then this one just kind of disappears like that. And then this one, I'm actually going to chop this, and I'm going to curve it back and then up here, and this will be where this river comes from. And then instead of having the lake go all in this space, I'm going to put it more like this, I think, at this kind of angle. So let me go back to my blueprint model. So in my blueprinted model here, you can see it actually goes kind of like this angle diagonal, like lower right, upper left. I think to make this work, I'm going to have to do the opposite and do lower left, upper right, like this. You see my vision? And then I just fill in all around it with the first level, like the higher level ground. That's what you do, or that's what I think I'm gonna do. Yeah. So fingers crossed that it works. Oh my goodness. They won't see what's coming. They might literally not see it, because the thing is, it doesn't actually look that clear when you're looking at it in the game. You have to open up the map to see it properly, is the thing. But I think that's fine, because I'll know, and you'll know. So yeah, we'll put it like in here. Oh my gosh. Okay. You said it was okay, but double checking. Is the audio okay? Could the volume be louder? Could it be quieter? Do you like my swag? This is the fit I've been wearing for the last couple days. Hat is cute. I know, right? It's so me. It's got my whole palette going here. It's great. Awesome. Holy moly. Okay, so what have I missed? What are all the hot topics? Because I know there's like 1,000,000,001 things that everybody's been talking about that I have not chimed in on. You need to know my opinion on things, right? Or is there anything that concerns me that's come up recently? Anything that concerns my peers, my coworkers? New Niji Sanji roleplay Minecraft server. Yes, that's right. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for that. I have a couple ideas, and I'm undecided as to which one I want to do, but I know I'm going to play. That is the easiest decision in the world. I will absolutely play. If it's like all Niji Sanji, you don't even have to ask. The only limitation for me for a Niji Sanji collab is time zone. To tell you the truth, I was ready to be all up in there for Zomboid. I've been waiting like 6 or 7 months. Maybe even 8 months. Like, I feel like I was like month 2 or 3 post-debut being like, when are we going to have a Zomboid server? I've been waiting so long for Project Zomboid. But I just can't. Well, at the time people were playing it, I could not be awake. But now I'm awake at that time because I got sick. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I could not be awake when everybody was playing it before. But now I just am that. I am awake at that time, naturally. Because when I get sick, instead of sleeping long hours, what I do is I just nap over and over and over and over again. I nap so much. And so I've gradually shifted my schedule. And right now I am just awake at these hours. Okay. I need to think about what I want this to look like in practice before we start doing any shoveling. I need to shovel some snow today. And by shovel snow, I mean dig into the ground and create water. But I kind of want there to be a vantage point of the lake here. This would be nice because it's centered with the center, like the resident services center, the roof. And what I could do, something I love when people do in their Animal Crossing builds. I actually saw one of these in a Wilsoneers island when I was watching Wilson, my Discord zaddy. I was watching him visit fan islands yesterday. Somebody did this idea. I've been thinking of doing it myself. What you do is you get the little scope, like the tourist binoculars. I think I told you about this idea at one point when we were doing the museum. And you put them like here. Speaking of, I want to do that so bad. I need to get over myself. I think we've talked about this too. There's this part of me that really badly wants to go see, like, for example, your Animal Crossing island, if you have one and are willing to open it. But I'm shy. I can't. I'm shy, and I feel like you're gonna give me a bunch of money, and I can't accept it. Or like, if not money, then stuff, and I can't accept that either. I just don't feel good about it. I don't know. But also, I want you to be able to give me a bunch of money and stuff. So it's just generally kind of weird. I've just been in a weird place with it from the beginning. And like, in that I want to do it, but I also absolutely do not want to do it and cannot accept it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to have a look-see. Have a look-see, have a look-see. You can see a little bit of what I experimented with here as well. I took photos of it before I left my little dream island that I was creative moding on. So the center... Oh, I think if I do this as the part that lines up, it could be fine. Because that's by 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. If it's hard, then exchange. That's even worse, because I cannot prepare things. I would not have enough stuff. It's like agonizing enough to prepare gifts for when other livers interact with me in this game. I'd be overwhelmed, and I would be incapable of returning the favor. What I really need is to just get over myself, is what I need. Sometimes you just need to get over yourself. That's one of my secret life hacks. Life hacks with Kaelix. Sometimes you really just need to get over yourself. Nook Mile tickets. I personally wouldn't use them because I've got amiibo cards for all the villagers that I want. Yeah. I got amiibo cards for so many of the monkeys and gorillas already. And I think if I wanted more, I could probably get them. If I were crazy and willing to spend money, which I kind of am for something like this. Thinking emoji, thinking emoji, thinking emoji. Wait, here's a fun way to kind of get in and out of this menu is to do like this. We could do... Oh man, that's kind of tough. Because it wouldn't be as centered if it's like that. The center aspect just disappears when I do it like that. So what I could do... I need to think... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to blueprint a little bit. Like on a drawing tablet. Except I'm not going to draw. I'm going to make a doctored image. Are you ready for this? All right, hold on. I'm about to doctor an image. call it like I got my PhD. Hold on, I have to pin you so I don't lose you. Okay. And then I need 1 moment, please. It's this one, right? Oh wait, I don't even need to do that. I don't even need to pull up my drawing tablet. Watch this. I got another strategy. Hold on. Here's what I can do. And it will be size consistent if I do it like this. Okay. And then I go over here. And then okay. Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? And then I can rotate it like so. And then oh wait, hold on. I gotta get the size right. Is that right? No, a little smaller. It doesn't have to be exact. And then I can just do this. This is way too big. No, I could work with that. So we could do it like this. Does that... Okay, you have to kind of squint. You have to kind of squint your eyes a little bit. Does that look good? Is this acceptable? I think it's acceptable. I may need to move this over, actually. You know, maybe we could do... like centered. Have it be more like this instead. We got more room than I realized. In one of the corners. See, thought about that. The reason I will not is because a key part of this is specifically, and you won't really see it now because it's not here yet, but a key part of this is specifically that I eventually will have a path that leads behind the Resident Services Center, and I want you to see the water from below it. Like this. And I also, beyond the water, I want you to see the forest to the north. So that's why I plan to do it. However the orientation is, it's gotta be here. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me pull this back out. Thinking emoji. Thinking emoji. And I can change the scale. This is not exact. I was roughly estimating how I could make the shape look. And honestly, I'd prefer that it doesn't look too perfect because I want it to look like it was formed naturally. Thinking emoji. Think. I'm not so sure. I think maybe a little bit more to the... Yeah, I honestly, I think I am okay with doing it like this. The only thing I have to consider is how I handle all the land around it. And honestly, I think I could handle it. It would cut into the forest a little bit, though. So I think a way to deal with that would actually be to do it lower, like all the way down here. Like line it up perfectly with this. And if needed, I could downsize. In fact, honestly, I probably should downsize and keep like the little land island in the center the same size, but make the lake part smaller. And that way there'd be more room for decorating everything else later as well. That's an important consideration with the lake, is that it cannot be too... It can't take up too much space. It's a very nice hack. I will say, if you aren't very good at decorating in this game, a very good hack is to just make a really big lake because it looks very like eye-catching and cool, and it takes a lot of effort, but it doesn't take a lot of thinking, and it takes up enough space that the empty places that you aren't going to decorate, they don't stand out as much, and they are just fewer and smaller as well. So place around the lake, I plan to fill in the land around the lake to like raise the level back up, and then beyond that, that's when we get back into, we'll have to rework it a little bit, but we'll get back into, is it here, our plan. Now we're going to have to change the structure of the river, but otherwise the layout stays mostly the same. We've already diverted from it a lot, and I think I said the day we drew the blueprint that it would not be 1-to-1. It was always meant to be a rough estimate of what the island could look like. And it is getting there in some ways. You know, you can see the beginning of the museum is pretty consistent with what we doodled. And the river there is as we planned. My house is in the same spot. But yeah. Okay. I think the best thing I can do at this point is just start building it, right? I just got to start digging. All right. I just got to get over myself and start digging. So many snowflakes. Oh my gosh. Let's see. But yeah, I will definitely be participating in Niji Enterprise. Did he pronounce it out loud? Does he call it Enterprise or does he call it E-Enterprise? Because I know the whole point of the title is that it's got the EN pun in there. But I don't actually know if you read it like that. Anyway, I'll definitely participate. I just don't know what kind of character I'm going to do. I have a couple ideas. I'm trying to decide if it's a good idea to tell you those ideas. Wait, hold on. How far to the left was this? I'm trying to decide if it's a good idea to tell you these ideas because I worry that if I tell you the idea and if I tell you multiple ideas and go with one of them and not the other, but you wanted the other, you'll be sad. So it might be better if I just don't tell you what you're missing out on in that case. You know what I mean? I will tell you that Calvin will definitely not come back, and I personally prefer to leave him behind us. Calvin is gone. He's on his own adventure now. Yeah. So Calvin will not be coming back. Kale will also not be coming back. I have no plans to bring Kale back. However... I can't decide how much I want to tell you. I can't decide how much would be merciful to tell you. Because again, I feel like if I tell you something and don't go through with it in favor of something else, you're just going to be disappointed. I'll just tell you. And it'll be up to you to temper your expectations and just live with disappointment if it's not what I end up going through with. Because I have not decided. But one thought, because I know that you like Kale a lot, is to play as one of Kale's brothers. So like basically the only thing that really carries over is the accent, but the character is totally different. Because as I mentioned in the character building for Kale, right? He's got a bunch of siblings, like a nasty number of siblings. It is ludicrous the number of siblings he has. So I could just play as some other vegetable named guy with a southern accent. Cauliflower. Yeah, that is one idea I had. The thing that has me undecided is that I haven't actually taken the time to read the thorough document that Vox has made. I'm so thankful for the effort he's put in. He's made a very thorough document explaining everything that the mods can do. I can just use this as my rough guide too, if I want. I kind of do want it to be the same size. But yeah, I haven't read it, so I don't actually know what all the potential options are. And that makes me want to like see what the actual features of the game are and make a decision based on that. Though there's also this desire that I have recently. And I feel like you're going to be so mad if this wins over a sibling of Kael. But I have this deep desire to just roleplay as a very old miserly wizard recently. Like very like full 9 yards, like, oh, but I am a caster of Midian. Like I want to go full wizard voice for something really badly. And I feel like this might be a good opportunity to do it. But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't decided. Yeah, all that to say, I have no idea yet what I'm going to do, but I know that I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know that I am going to do. Like, there will be something. Yeah, I could honestly just match it 1-to-1 and then tweak it after that. I can see that the... Oh, wait, here. I can make this a little bit better. This can help in my reference. Haha. Okay, yeah. So I could just make this look the same. And then I can downsize from there. That way I know it'll look right. And I'll know that I'm in the right spot, I guess, is the best way I can put that. Less opaque. I could do that. I find that for example, whenever I do this to check over my art or my references and things like that, I find that I have a bit of an easier time when I actually do this approach of flipping back and forth. I personally find that a lot easier. And I do also still have my photos. I took reference photos. So I can refer to these as well, but it's backwards now. I flipped it horizontally. So this is actually gonna go... It'll go up one diagonal to the right, and then flat one to the right, and then up several diagonal. So right now we're at the several diagonal. So we'll do like this. Kael's grandpa. That could be a way to marry the ideas together into one. I could do. Oh, that'd be funny. I could do Kael's aging grandpa who's quickly losing himself and is going mad with infatuation with magic, but doesn't actually know how to cast magic. He's just convinced himself that he is a magic caster. Maybe maybe I could give him a name that starts with a K but is like super whimsical and magical sounding. Calderis Uranium Magnus the Third Esquire. I don't know though. And then I have some other ideas that are just smaller and more random, but those two are the ones that I really deeply want recently. More than anything, I think, because this one is all NIJISANJI EN, I have total confidence in that I'll have like a good time interacting with everybody because I know everybody, right? So I don't have to be nervous. So what I really want is to have a character that will make other people laugh. Like of the other talents, I want to make them laugh. So that's why I'm thinking about things like this. I want them to crack up when they talk to me. I want to channel some Clifford Rolexus in my character. You know what I mean? I do not want to be Clifford Rolexis, but I want to have a character that makes people laugh and have a little bit of a hard time keeping their character straight. That's what I want. Okay, so this is off center a little bit. How do we get into the... This is really going to just be me. This is going to be me checking my map over and over again to see how this is supposed to look. Well, hold on. There's another way. Say something, anything. Test 1, 2, 3. Anything but that. Okay. We'll do... We'll just see how we can connect it. We'll see if we can connect it in a way that makes sense. Yeah, that covers that topic. When I know what kind of character I'll play, I'll let you know. And honestly, there's a very strong chance that it'll be the day that I play. And I do want to play when the server opens. I don't remember what day that is or if I'll be available for it. It'll be Thursday, right? A lot of collabs this week. Oh my gosh. A lot of things ended up getting rescheduled due to my network issues, unfortunately. So they're kind of clustered together. Wizard could speak in rhymes. One thought that I did have was to play as a poet and to make really stupid poems about everybody. But I don't know if I feel like I might choke under the pressure of coming up with it in real time, so I'm kind of nervous. Thursday JST? Wait, so like tomorrow? Oh man, I need to double check the timestamps. Have you ever... Wait! We could bring him back. We could bring him back. Oh my gosh. Oh man, yeah, we could steal that. We could reheat the nachos of that one guy on TikTok that speaks in rhymes for as long as he can while wearing a hooded shawl.
Have you ever dug snow to form a lake? Have you ever played a game even though it's all fake? Have you ever?
It's so stupid. It cracks me up so bad. I need to check my map.
Have you ever repeatedly opened your map? Have you ever braved the thunderstorm and its clap?
Have you ever? I'm not good at it. See, the challenge is actually to make a rhyme that relates to the first thing that you said, but I have a hard time with that. I just end up saying something totally unrelated that just happens to rhyme. But I guess that's good enough. Oh, and see, that's another opportunity. I could make a character for Enterprise that is what Calvin did not end up becoming. I could be a silly bard and write stupid little songs on the spot. See, I have a lot of ideas floating around in my noggin. And there's also part of me that, one thing I described was I kind of want to make a tabloid for one of these experiences. I want to run a tabloid newspaper. And I want to peddle rumors and gossip. Though I feel like that may be better for something bigger. Yeah, see, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to tell you all these ideas because I feel like you're going to get excited for one. And I'm not going to... I can't do all of them. And I don't know yet which one I'm leaning towards. Ooh, you know what I'm going to have to do no matter what? I'm going to have to clear a bunch of this out. We might as well just do that now. It has gotten so easy to do this, by the way. I'm so thankful for this recent update. They did this for me specifically. Does the old wizard voice strain my throat? It absolutely does. It absolutely does, but I think it's worth it. it could be like a equivalent exchange. Because here's the thing. You may actually see more collabs from me in general in the coming future. I really value our time one-on-one like this, but one of the big secret buffs that comes with like a stream collab that people do not talk about as much, because you know there are a lot of strategic reasons related to content that people pursue collabs. I personally am not really motivated by that kind of thing, but a big advantage for me is that when there are multiple people in the room speaking out loud, you do not have to talk as much, which means I can practice vocal rest and still be actively engaged in a funny moment. So there may be more collabs over the horizon. I may deliberately plan more so that I can stream even in times when I'm really busy. That's one of the solutions that I've thought up for the coming future, because it's looking really busy for the next couple quarters, TBH. It's looking nightmarishly busy. So it will be a little bit difficult to stream super often. Speaking of, there will be a collab tomorrow. Actually today, EST. There will be a collab less than 12 hours from now. Yeah, over on Vermillion's channel. I'm so happy that my internet is working. I was going to feel so bad if I had to reschedule last minute. Yeah, I will be joining him to go through his marshmallows and give... He told me to give Smokey love advice. He didn't say it like that, but... I feel like whenever he says things, sometimes he has kind of like a sparkly effect around his words. You know what I mean? So like he did not say the word sexy, but I kind of hear the word sexy in my mind. When he's like, "Yo, Kaelix, you wanna join me to give some love advice?" And in my brain, I'm like, "Sexy love advice, got it." Oh my god, this is so much faster than it used to be. Do you remember the nightmare we used to experience terraforming in the past? I'm on fire right now. Yeah, the sparkles. He's like striking a pose. Just me? Oh, okay. Maybe that's just me. Cigarette emoji. I have been a fiend with the cigarette emoji recently. People keep calling me out for it because I would never smoke. They call me a performative cigarette user. And you know what? I stand by that. I am a performative... I'm not even a performative smoker because I'll never smoke. I'm a performative cigarette emoji user. I just think it's a really effective emoji to convey fatigue and emotional exasperation. It's really funny to me. Like, you see that combo is just goated. There's nothing like it. Oh, whoops. So I'm gonna continue using it till I run out of joy. Oh hey ma'am, what's up? She got a reaction for me.
It began on a cold, foggy evening. Dread squeezed my heart after I heard this weird flapping sound. Suddenly, I felt something damp licking at the back of my neck. I jumped and spun around to see.
The half-dried laundry I'd set out, flapping in the wind behind me. Ugh. This is a cute reaction. Sounded like SpongeBob. Do I sound like SpongeBob? Big guy pants okay? Big guy pants okay? I haven't listened to that full song. I've just heard the hook, and it's been stuck in my head since I heard it the first time. I think I've actually heard that hook like twice. Big guy pants okay. Big guy pants okay. Bob Luponge. I knew that guy's name in French. Because there's this one meme of somebody who only knew SpongeBob in French. And when they made American Friends, they tried to talk about SpongeBob so they'd fit in. And they brought up Bob Luponge, and then everybody made fun of them. So I know his name is Bob Luponge. I always thought that was funny. No! I created extra steps. Look how fast. I'm zooming. Willie's story? No, this was some rando on the internet who had a viral post talking about their anecdotal experience. That may or may not be true. When it comes to these very funny stories that people tell about their lives on the internet, it's kind of a... Oh, wait, can I break your immersion for a second? Because if you don't know this, it might make you a little sad. I might... And I'm not talking about anything to do with me. I'm talking like... I'm gonna peel back the curtain for the industry that is comedy and stand-up comedians. 99% of any story you hear from like a stand-up comedian is completely made up. It's completely untrue. They make up stories. Like, part of the career of being a stand-up comedian is being able to come up with a funny story, not tell a funny thing that you experienced. I think it's the same thing when it comes to these super viral posts on the internet. I think people make them up because they're funny, and that's okay. But you got to be able to suspend your disbelief a little bit, I guess. Now, is it here or is it one to the right is what I wonder. Let's find out. How do I know? I just know, okay? I know people. No, I don't remember where I learned this, but apparently this is very much a case. Like a very common occurrence is what I mean to say. And those that don't make it up, yeah, they extremely exaggerate it. It's like super, super, super exaggerated compared to the truth. Am I one of them? No. If I change any details, it's specifically to protect other people, usually. Sometimes I will omit certain details or I will say something slightly different so that it doesn't put anybody else at risk. For example, sometimes I'll sub in names or things that could be used to infer where somebody is. Things like that. Yeah, or like anything that could be used to suggest somebody else's age. It's considered very disrespectful and rude to read into how old somebody is, especially on the internet. So sometimes I will omit details like that. Sheila's son. No. That one was not me telling a true story. That was me trying to come up with a ridiculous made-up story, and then I ended up relying on something that was real. Oh, do you want to know the real story, by the way? Do you want to know? Because I can tell you. I can tell you where that story is based on. I'll spin it like a real raconteur. Oh, but I need to go somewhere else to do it. We'll take a little break from the terraforming to tell you this story. In fact, I'll take off my funny little hat. I don't know if I have a good song for this, so we may just need silence, and that's enough, honestly. Well, we're going inside. I'll tell you the story that I based that one story on, if you remember the story of Sheila that I just made up impromptu. Oh, I wish I had the energy to, like... Maybe I do. I want to draw the curtains. Okay, and then I gotta slip through here. Oh, and it's still not very dark. Did I miss a curtain? I guess this is just as dark as it can be during the day. Oh well. Anyway. So. This is not immersive at all. Okay, hold on. Maybe we'll get better storytelling in here. Okay, now we're talking. I'll bet I even have a... Do I have a music box? I know I made one, but I don't know where I put it. I've put a music box somewhere. It is not worth all this drama. Oh my god, I did not mean to leave. We're just going back in. We're gonna tell the story in the quiet room with my hamster that's powering the entire island. Oh yeah, it's in the black market area. Thank you. I remember I made it specifically to put on that little booth. I got a new chair, by the way. Illyria Pandora gave me this chair. She gave me Froggy chair, so I sit in it when I admire the hamster that's powering my island. All right, I'm gonna tell a story to this little hamster. What do you think? I'm gonna weave a story. I'm gonna weave a spell. Okay. So this was. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta keep my camera up. Sorry, I messed it up. It's a good thing we didn't start yet. Now I can remember. Okay. So this all began when I was some years younger. This began when I was some years younger. I was still studying. I was still in high school. I was a student. I was very diligent in my studies. And there were many occasions near the end of my high school career when I would pull late nights getting a lot of homework done. Because I work very slow. I work very slowly. So it would pile up and it would take me a bit longer than others. So there were many, many late nights where I was not getting much sleep and I was pulling really pouring the midnight oil, I think is the saying. Is that the saying? I don't remember the full quote there, the idiom, the phrase. But, I was staying up very, very late is what you need to know. And one particular night, I'm crunching these numbers for a really important project. Like crazy, I have to do statistics by hand and I have to show my work. And it's with real data, so it's extra tedious. And I think it's about 3 or 4 in the morning at this point. Really, really late at night. The entire world is pretty much asleep. At least my little slice of the world, living in the middle of Kokiri Forest. And I'm living deeper in Kokiri Forest at this point. So I'm a bit further removed from, civilization. I'm living deeper in the forest than I am now. And the house is quiet. I'm not playing any music. I'm just working in silence. And then in the distance, I hear this really weird, unpleasant noise. I hear this weird sloshing, like... I hear this weird sloshing noise. It's really unpleasant. It sounds really gross. Whatever it is, it sounds like wet and cold. And like the dummy in any horror movie, after it goes on for a few seconds, I stand up and I leave my room to investigate. And as I approach the kitchen, it gets louder and louder. And that's when I arrive and I see it. What do I see there but number 2, my first sibling, sitting at the counter with an open can of Chef Boyardee's beefaroni, uncooked, drinking it directly from the can. But that's not the worst part. That's not the worst part. You ready for this? To his right, there was one empty can. And to his left, there were 2 unopened cans. It was really scary. And that's my story. That's my story. Did you like it? That's completely true. 100% unexaggerated. I even gave you the exact branded item. Yeah, he just got hungry in the night and he wanted a midnight snack. It looks like we got a guest from the hotel and she's stealing my outfit. Nah, it's my fault. I used the same coat on the visitor thing. Yeah, no. He was hungry. I get the same way sometimes. Did I say something? No. I just quietly backed away and went back to my room. And I felt relieved in a sense to know what the sound was, but I also walked away feeling a little bit worse than I arrived. You know what I mean? Did he not cook it in case he didn't want to wake others? I think he just prefers it cold. He just preferred it cold. And I think you can eat things like that cold, but I gotta cook it if I'm gonna eat it. And I'm not a big fan of all that canned stuff anyway. Okay, hold on. I need to... We can get back to work now. Does he know I saw him? Oh yeah, I've told this story for years since it happened. Yeah, now years. I've told it for years since this happened. Okay, I need to round this out a little bit more. And that should make it look right. So... Wait, is it here? I scratch my head. I need to look at this again. Are you feeling better, Kay? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, I've got a new strategy. I've got a new strategy for when this happens. Who's Kay? I don't know who that is, because that's not me. I am feeling better though. Kaelix. Kaelix. My name's Kaelix. You can call me Kaelix. I'm just teasing. I never have been a fan of the short form nicknames like that though. People tried to give me nicknames like that when I was in school too, and I never really liked them very much. To me, they have the opposite effect of what is intended. It's meant to be like a sweet thing, but to me, my eye just twitches a little bit. Oh, it's here. This is the problem. I think I found it. I think it's funny. Kaelix Debonair. Well, I feel like that's more like what somebody would say if they were talking about me on Twitter. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if you walk up to somebody and address them by their full name, that's just kind of weird. But you're free to. I actually really love my full name, complete with the stage last name. Yeah, no, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still dealing with like some extant troubles with my throat because I did have throat pains before, but I've been going in on my vocal remedies. I've been really strict about rest. It's been pretty good. Mr. Debonair. Now we're talking. Yeah, that sounds nice. I can work with that. Mr. Debonair. Mr. Debonair was my father. Who are you talking to right now? He was not my father. That's not his last name. That's just what people say. I'm weird. What? I'm just trying to twist your game on you. You're the one that started it. I'm just playing along, okay? It's kind of like it's not the boy who cried wolf, but it's something like that, you know? Play silly games, win silly prizes. That's what I'll say. I got no clue how to do this. Oh, is it like this? Debonair is my mom's last name. No, it's not a real last name. I made it up. Debonair is my stage name. I'm not gonna tell you my real last name. I think I've talked about this at one point. I go by the last name Debonair because that is something I want to aspire to be. I want to be confident in myself, and I want to be somebody that seems confident in themselves. Yeah. You remember? Whoa. I clicked the wrong thing. Just Kaelix? Well, that's part of my name, but that's the part you get. That's the part that I will share with you. You don't need to know the rest. Oh my gosh. I'm genuinely confused looking at this right now. I felt like I understood and now I don't. Okay, wait. I need to go just below the dotted line. Hold on. Let me simmer something here. Just below the dotted line. Here is the dotted line. Is it you? Are you the one who's messed up? Niji Sanji. Kaelix Niji Sanji. No. That's not my last name. Oh, wait. That was way too low. That was below the dotted line. That was not right. I'm so confused. I've lost the plot. You know what I think I need to do? What I think I need to do is this. We can look at it like this. One piece at a time. I was with it and then I wasn't. Okay. Oh, so it's definitely there. It's just one more to the right. Oh! Oh. I understand. I have an idea. You know, like the crudes. I have an idea. Wait, so is it one to the right for these then? Like this? Methinks. I hope. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that notion, but this notion, however. Was his name Greg? I thought it was like Grog or something. Oh, wait, no. I do not have an idea. I'm not cooking anything over here. This! No! It's okay. These things happen. These things happen. Grug. That sounds about right. What is going on over here? This looked so right, and now it does not. Okay. Maybe like this? No. I don't understand. It looked so right before. I don't understand. We're going to the other side, I think. Let's just go over here instead. This would be easier. we can figure it out after. I'm getting overwhelmed with it. Okay. So this side should actually be a lot more straightforward than the other one as far as angles go. It'll be like 4 to the left, including the one that's already there. And then diagonal, what, like 3? Let's find out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then... is it like this? Wait, I have photos. I can reference them. They're backwards though. Okay, so it's... well, I put flowers there so I could count. So it's 1, 2... I can't count, it's diagonal. How could you be so stupid? Okay, hold on. Change the scale. No, not yet. The plan is to match the scale perfectly and then change the scale. Like tween it down a little bit after I've made it, if needed. Okay, 4. Let's just do it and see if it looks right. Okay. So it'll be like this, I think. Is that too large? Oh, hold on. There, it'll show more accurately on the map if I actually go through and do this. No. Very easy misunderstanding because I'm basically all over the place with this. Are there any other recent hot topics? Anything else that's come up that I've missed? Anything we haven't discussed because I've just been off the grid, being secret and mysterious? So it's 1 to the right. This is 1 to the right. Yeah, it was 4. I just did it at the wrong spot. It'll be like... okay, hold on. Get out of here. Get out of here. It'd be more like this. Right? Airplane seats? Oh, yes. Ask me anything. What is there to know about me on an airplane? Or is it, what is everybody else saying about that stuff? Because this seems to be like the topic of the week. Sometimes there's a viral meme and everybody wants to chime in and give their 2 cents. Aisle, middle, or window? Okay. Middle, absolutely not. Middle is a nightmare and I hate it, and I hope never to get middle seated ever again for the rest of my life. I hate the middle seat. It is a nightmare, especially for me because I've got very long legs. With the window seat, the benefit is that you're kind of off to your own little space, so you got the window to your side, so you know it's got some semblance of cushion. All the people are localized to one side. And then with the aisle, the thing I like about that is that it feels more open. It feels just generally more open. And you can also get up and go to the bathroom more easily. But I've never been to the bathroom on a plane before, so I can't actually speak to that meaning anything. I'm not too sure about that, but I figure that that would be a nice thing, right? Am I the type that goes to sleep right away? I don't know if I have ever successfully, like, fully slept on a flight. What I do instead, especially when it's a longer one, where if I don't sleep, I'm going to arrive with some kind of jet lag or something. Rather than sleeping, what I do is I lay with my eyes closed and I imagine various scenarios of me and my friends. And then I arrive at my destination. But I never actually fall asleep. Don't use the plane toilet. Nope. It does not matter how long that flight is. You cannot make me use it. I don't know if we talked about this. This is one of my weaknesses in general. I'm really bad at using public toilets. Because I don't know. I've always been a bit weird about germs in general. I did that. Look at that. Look at that on the left. That looks perfect. Oh, I'm so cool. I'm so awesome. I love that. I love me. Yeah, I've always been a bit weird about I've always been a bit weird about germs. And I think the bathroom is the greatest site of contagion ever. So I personally prefer to avoid using public restrooms whenever it's possible. And I think in an airplane, it's like that same fear, but it's amplified to 1,000 because it's one singular toilet. And they're not going to go in there and clean it in between uses. And on top of that, everyone can smell it. I had a seat once, honestly, pretty much exactly where they put me in that meme format for NIJISANJI EN on a plane layout. I had a seat just like that once, exactly where they put me. And throughout the flight, I would just smell people's poo-poo in the toilet, and it was a nightmare. It's terrible. And I would never inflict that on my worst enemy. I don't want anybody to smell my poo-poo. So, yeah, I just prefer to not use the bathroom at all. And I'm okay with that. Wait, how did that look again? I'm cooking. So is that 2, maybe 3, and then diagonal right on the 4? 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be like this. Is that right? Never heard of a courtesy flush. I don't know. I feel like on an airplane, there's only so much you can do because the air is so tight and limited anyway. Okay, something's gone wrong here. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to get some parts that we know are right. Is that right? Yeah, as for... Whoa. Oh, that'll be more like 2 to the left is what I need. As for sitting on the plane, though, I am cool with... ultimately, I'm cool with anything, but I prefer to have a seat that has nobody to my right or to my left. Like if I can get the window seat and then have nobody in the middle seat for that row and then have somebody in the aisle seat, that's great. That's heaven. I love it. And I've been lucky a couple times to be seated in the exit row. It's not always available, unfortunately, but whenever I can be in the exit row, I want that seat. And once, oh my God, on one particular flight, this was like a dream. I felt so wealthy on that flight. There was one flight I had where I was on the exit row, but specifically that one seat on the edge of the exit row where there's no seat in front of it because that's where the door is. My legs were out the whole time. It was beautiful. It was such a blissful experience. I genuinely was blissed out. It was magical. I will never experience that level of bliss on a flight again for the rest of my life. It was awesome. Yeah, and then like the TV is so far away that you get a little funny remote to use. But that doesn't matter to me anyway because I don't use the TVs on the plane. All right. Pop quiz. Personality test. Wait, hold on. Do you use the in-flight TV plane emoji? TV emoji. Yes. No. I have never been on a plane. All right. I'm collecting data for the betterment of society, as I am wont to do on occasion. You need your cocoa melon? If yes, what do you look at? Are you watching the in-flight movies? Are you playing the games? There's this one guy seated next to me one time who played poker the whole flight. I kind of liked his aura, not gonna lie. But yeah, no, the first thing I do when I get on a plane is I'm turning that thing off. I turn it completely off. I think everything is 1 to the left over here. Let's find out. Let's dare to be wrong. First thing I do is I turn the monitor off. If I have to have entertainment, then I'll pull out my Switch, but I usually don't. I tend to play my Switch more when I'm on a long layover. I didn't even bring my video games on my last trip. Did not even bring them with me. I wanted to save as much space in my case as possible. I've done it! I've solved the problem! I'm so cool. Okay, sorry. I just feel very proud of myself sometimes. My longest layover, I think it was about 5 hours. And it was one of my first flights. And I am known for my difficulties in navigation. So that layover, it was deliberately planned to be a bit longer. So that I would have time to find my gate. That's just the layover itself, by the way. The time spent at one airport waiting to be ferried to another one. Ever had a child sitting next to me? No. But I have had a flight where a child was nearby and was loud the whole time. Because everybody's got to bring their kids everywhere. No, there's not really anything you can do about that, unfortunately. There are soothing strategies you can try to do, but ultimately you're not going to be able to work around having your child on this flight. So I don't get as upset with people in that position as I might, I might roll my eyes in other positions. For example, if there is a child causing a scene during a music recital, there's an unspoken form of etiquette there, right? If you have a child and there's a symphonic orchestra, you're seeing a symphonic orchestra. These people have trained for years and they've rehearsed this particular show for a while and they're performing it and it's peak artistry. And your child starts whining and crying. What do you do? What do you do in this moment? It's not too late for you. There's something you can do about this. You bring them out, right? You take your child outside. You don't need to stay in there with your child crying. They're not going to stop crying. They've already interrupted the show, but it's not too late to redeem yourself. Some people will just not take that hint, and they will keep their child in there forever. When I was a classical student, that got on my nerves more than anything. Or no, there was one thing that got on my nerves more, and that was cell phones. But that's honestly an extension of my general irritation with cell phones. I've always had the same, irks. The same pet peeves when it comes to cell phones. Okay, this should be good. This is gonna look so nice. I'm so happy we did this today. I say this as if it's over, but... Okay. So what I actually need to do... You know what I might as well do is I actually might as well round out that edge that I had there. All right, let's go back around and figure out what was going on over here. Is it here that's messed up? Oh, whoops. Yeah, on a flight, nobody can be blamed for that. Flights are uncomfortable and your kid has to go with you. There's nothing you can do and nobody should get mad at you for that. Nobody should take it out on you. It's not fair. So I don't get mad about that. However, I will get annoyed with the person on my last flight who was sat directly to my right and used her phone flash to read on full brightness the entire time. On a flight that was at a good hour to sleep. I will complain about that. I think that is something that we can help. Wait, hold on. I need to look at this again. I get confused so fast. Okay, I'm standing there. It'll be like right here. Like this, maybe? Oh no, whoops. Sleeping masks. I have tried one. I don't actually like it. I find that when it comes to sleeping masks, I'm just constantly aware of the fact that I'm wearing something on my face, and that prevents me from falling asleep. But I have tried those before. Not for me, unfortunately. Okay, wait. I think I've solved the puzzle. I think I've done it. And then I just do the water around it like this. Does that look right? Do I tell the person off or just accept it? I prefer to avoid confrontation with strangers, unfortunately. So I just kind of take it. Yeah. Okay. This all needs to go one to the left. Like this, I think. So I just accept it. I just let it happen. I get over it, and then I complain about it when it's over. And then I feel better. Now, why is it so pointy, huh? Why is it so pointy for? This one looks so smooth and beautiful. What happened there? What's the deal with this? Huh? We'll find out later. We can continue with filling in, but we need to figure out the island in the middle. Because this is the part where that's going to start to get closed off. In fact, I've already closed off some of it without even thinking about it. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay. I'm going to fill in the ear. Because I know this shape is tight. This one's good. What else is there to do on a flight? What else is there to discuss about a flight? I feel like that's pretty much everything to do with my personal habits. Oh, whoops. I cannot think of anything else. I just spend a lot of time daydreaming instead of sleeping. Because I struggle to fall asleep in that position. Because, I don't know, I'm just constantly aware of my legs taking up more space than they should. Food, I just eat whatever I'm served. I just get the default option usually. And if there are multiple options, I just go for whatever I think would be the best thing if it were preserved. No. Thank goodness. Because often these things are not going to be made fresh, right? So rather than thinking, ooh, I would really love seafood, it's better to think like, ooh, I would really love this microwave meal. You know what I mean? Which one would be the gourmet of the cafeteria foods? That's my hack with that. So I have not been on many flights long enough to actually get a meal. I've been on more flights where you get like you get your choice of, you know, coffee, tea, water, cookie, chips. You want some chips? They come around doing like the dog buzzwords, like treat, juice. Want your appy juice? Get the little Biscoff cookies. Those are kind of viral recently because of a misinterpretation of a dessert hack. It's kind of funny when that happens. I don't know if you've seen. I actually kind of want to try the original hack. There's this hack. It's being called Japanese cheesecake, but it's not true cheesecake. And I don't know if it's actually Japanese in origin, but that is what it's being called online if you want to find it. You take yogurt and you put these little coconut wafers in them. You put it in the cup of yogurt and you leave it there overnight, I think. And then when it's stuffed in there for long enough, it ends up getting a texture very similar to cheesecake. And like the cheesecake crust is a part that people really like. But oh, it's from Japanese TikTok. Okay, that explains why it's called that then. But this has reached the West. It's reached American diets. And it's kind of funny because in doing so, it's been misinterpreted. And people, what they're doing is they're getting really sugary, sweet yogurts, like vanilla flavored, insisting it has to be this really sweet version. And then they're stuffing it full of Biscoff cookies, which personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. And I think that sounds really sweet. At that point, maybe just get cheesecake. But the thing here is that the whole point of the hack is that you're actually eating something that is very like diet friendly or like fitness meal friendly. It's like a fitness snack. But people are making it like really, really like at that point you're better off just having a slice of cheesecake. It's kind of funny. I feel like this is not the first time this kind of phenomenon has occurred, and it will not be the last. I personally would like to try both. I'd like to try as intended, but I'd also like to try the super loaded version that is full of stuff. Wait, how did this look again? Hold on. I just did a little hop. Thinking emoji. We will see. Go-to flight beverage. I get chips and I eat them without using my fingers, and I get a little water bottle most of the time. Just because I find that that's what I like to have on the flight. Yeah. There's really not as much to say. I can't really offer a very funny anecdote or anything crazy about how I'll behave if you're seated next to me on a plane. I just kind of chill there with my eyes closed and imagine things in my brain. Like if I'm not imagining scenarios with my friends, what I'm imagining is like I'm writing a story. I'm writing a story. I'm telling a story in my brain about a group of orcs that were raised to be thieves, but after getting involved in an accidental homicide in the middle of theft, their life is turning around and they're realizing the gravity of their actions, but the law is after them and it's kind of too late for them to fully atone. So the best thing they can do is they can just, you know, pick up their lives and try to hide away and then be reborn as somebody new. But life is not always that patient and forgiving, and there's complications as they try to adjust to a new life under different names and faces. And just little things like that. I just came up with that off the top of my head just now. That's just what I'll do. I will imagine something like that over the course of a whole flight. And then by the time I reach my destination, I've got a really cool story. It's like a fun brain exercise. And something I actually really like about doing this specifically on a flight is that the kind of the vacuum of being on a flight, it's really conducive to that kind of mental focus, I think, because there's nothing to distract you. And I refuse to pay for the in-flight internet, and I'm not using the TV to do anything. I'm not pulling out my video games. I don't bring books. I just sit there and I use my brain. I'm exploring the cosmos. Music? No. No, I'm not a music listener on a plane. I did have one particular flight once where I looped one song the entire time. I'm trying to remember what that track was. If I heard it, I would think of that flight is the funny thing, but I can't remember what it is. Trying to remember the flight itself. Do I keep a journal? I do. I write them down. If they end up being interesting, I write them down in my notes. In fact, that's actually how a lot of my stories that I write begin. They begin as daydreams. How do I eat chips without my fingers? Oh, you want me to address the elephant? So I use my fingers, but I don't put my fingers on the chips. What I do is I kind of, okay, I open the bag. I'm going to pantomime this, but with my words. I open the bag, and then I fold it into like a little funnel, and I almost drink the chips. Does that make sense? like I hold the bag up with my hand, and I tilt it into my mouth. And then I kind of, like, I let it fall in. And that way I don't get any crumbs on my fingies. Because I'm not going to be able to wash my hands because I'm on a plane. Do you not like that, Sable? Sable, I feel like you would get down with this because this is me going above and beyond to be clean and hygienic. And you love hygiene, right? I'm a real Saignon, so I would know. Just use chopsticks. On the plane? They're not handing out chips with chopsticks on the plane. But yeah, important context. I'm a bit late to the recent topic of the week, the flavor of the week, which is talking about how you exist on a plane. Because I've been stuck without electricity and internet for the last week, so I'm catching up. I'm catching up on the topics that I've missed. Yeah, we're talking about food and fare and stuff on the plane. When I eat chips on the plane, I just funnel it into my mouth. When I'm eating chips at home or like popcorn from a bag or anything, I just go in there with my hands and then I wash them after. I do actually use chopsticks sometimes for things like that, though, if I want to multitask. For example, one of my most... I've always considered it controversial because people get... Like, they roast me for it when I share this with them, but I think it's very sensible. But one of my more controversial chopstick combos is sometimes when I'm working and I want a little snack, I will make tater tots and I'll season them up like crazy. Like, I'll load them with a bunch of spices and seasoning, and it's really good and delicious. And it's also oily because of the way that I make it. And I will eat that with chopsticks. So I'll go in one hand with chopsticks to pick up the tater tots, and then my other hand... It's kind of like, you know that one scene from Death Note? Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning, spoiler alert. You know that one scene from Death Note where he's like... With my right hand, I'll be writing names. And then with my left, I'll take a potato chip and eat it. It's kind of like that. That's me. I'll take a potato chip and eat it. That's the most iconic line. Well, still, there's a chance you could have gone this long without hearing it. If you've never seen Death Note, you gotta watch it, though. It is never too late. I highly recommend it. It is one of my highest recommended anime ever. I need the world to know Death Note. It's so good. It plays with tension in such a delicious, tasteful way. Okay, so now we should expand the island in the center before I disconnect it forever. So I will actually be able to reach it using my funky little... Do I even have it with me? Yeah, my vaulting pole. Better because I don't have chip grease on my hand. More hygienic. True. See, I just think it's nice to not get these things on your fingers. Now, if it's like a full activity, like you're really just... You're taking the time to really focus on your meal, I think it's fine to get your fingers dirty. In fact, there are some things where I think it's kind of necessary. And if you're trying to work around that, then you're not going to enjoy the meal. One example, seafood boil. If you ever have crab, you got to get your fingers dirty. I'm sorry. There's no getting around that. If your fingers are not dirty by the meal, then by the end of the meal, then you have not eaten the crab. Wet wipes, tissues. Yeah, those are very helpful, but to tell you the truth, I just don't really think to pack those in a way that I could pull out on a flight. I do bring them with me when I travel. I pack disinfectant wipes, but I never think to put them in my bag that I carry with me as I go. What I end up doing is I'll end up putting it in my case, and then I transfer it from my case to my coat once I've reached my destination. And then I just pull it out of my coat every now and then. Kind of like candy. You know, like when old ladies will give you the little candies? I'm kind of like them, but I just pull out little alcoholic wipes. And even then, it just... When I've had a meal that's gotten my fingers really dirty, Disinfectant wipes just don't do it for me. I need running water and soap. So even if I did have it, it would not be enough. It would be like a bandage over a flesh wound to me. I need more than that. I can't, like, it's not enough for me. I need deeper penetration than a wipe is gonna give me. You know, I need hot, forceful running water. Otherwise, I'm just gonna feel gross. That's maybe a me problem, and I'll accept that. I know that my standards when it comes to things like germs are just generally uncommon and a little weird, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Phrasing, now that is not a me problem. That is a you problem. That is a situation where I can use a word that is totally normal and used in totally normal context, but because your mind is littered and filled with gunk, you're gonna think it means something else. And then you're gonna act like it's my fault. Like, I didn't say anything wrong. All right? I know exactly what I said, and I stand by it, even replaying it this time. I stand by it, 100%. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. Yeah, I'm not sorry at all. You should be sorry. Okay, hold on. This might be a good time to pull up my draft, because I think this is probably going to be easier to refer to. This, but backwards. So I need 5 on the bottom, and then on the left it goes diagonal 1, and then on the right it goes diagonal. It's so hard to count these. So actually on the right, okay, on the left it'll be 2, and then on the right it'll be 3. So on the left it'll be, wait, is that right? I scratch my head? Yes, that is right. And then this gets cut open like this. Okay, hold on. La la. And then it will be 3 and then a diagonal 2 on the left. Oh my god. 3. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. We're cooking with gas. Okay. And then 2 vertical, then another, like a 2 diagonal space. And then it'll be 3 on the left. Okay, so it's 1, 2. And then this will be a diagonal space. Like this. And then it'll be 3. Did I count that right? It's so weird to do this backwards and then like flip it in my brain as I go. Okay, hold on. 2, 2, and then 3 on the top. Oh, I think it's 1 too long. Yeah, it'll actually be here. It'll be like this. And then like this. It's coming together. Oh my god, it's gonna be real. Okay, hold on. Let's have a look at the menagerie from above. Oh, I just realized I left it turned on. Sorry about that. Thank you for... I saw you saying that I'm too locked in, but I didn't realize what you were saying I was too locked in about, so I figured I would realize eventually. Okay, something is wrong here. Something is very wrong. I don't stand by that at all. It looks horrific. What happened here? Okay, well, we can just clean up the right side for now, and then we can get back in with the vaulting pole as needed. Yeah, no, the lake was on the screen. I just dealt with the pole at the same time. I saw it. I was turning it off. I was turning it off. I saw it. I saw it. I can multitask sometimes. Wait, is it still there? No, it's not. I just had to go back to the map to realize. The moment I was back on the map, I realized. Okay. Let's have a look-see. It's coming together. It could be a little better, though. I want that silhouette to look better from above. More than it looking realistic when you're actually looking at it in the game, I want it to look like that kind of circle when you're looking at it on the map. So this may actually be a better time to do like this, for example. That may look nicer. Yeah! Yeah, that looks good. No, it doesn't. I don't like it. I like this more. We'll fix it later. We'll fix it later. Make it exist first, then make it perfect. Okay. So, over here on the right, I gotta deal with this mess. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna start. This is where it gets a little difficult to keep up with. I'm just gonna stop trying to follow the guide, I think. I'm just gonna manifest. We're just gonna start moving and hope that it connects in a way that makes sense. Yeah, we're just gonna freehand. We're gonna ball. We ball, as they say. A wise man once said, we ball. Itsumo balling. Get my head in the game. I heard that song recently. I still don't know. I kind of know the context for that one. Yeah, that's another recent topic. The internet is in shambles because I've never seen High School Musical. Yeah, it's true. I've never seen High School Musical. And I'm not sorry. Because it's not my fault. But it is absolutely true. It's very much true. I will watch them someday. However, I refuse to watch them on my own. And I'm not going to do it as a watch along on my channel. But you're in luck. Because Olira Pandora has mentioned that she's interested in organizing a watch along with EN. And making everybody watch High School Musical. So there is a chance that I'll watch it. Why not on my own? Because I don't want to. I don't watch anything. So if I'm going to take the time... If I'm going to take the time to watch something... It's got to be something I'm... I don't want to say that I'm not interested in High School Musical, but, you know, it's not on my list. It is not on my list of things to watch right now. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to be looking at my thing anymore. I just went straight to my map. It was instinctual. I also just generally feel like I would not enjoy High School Musical on my own, but I think I would really enjoy it if I watched it with a group of people that are laughing at it. You know what I mean? I get the impression just with what little I do know about it that it's one of those experiences. Is that real? Can you vouch? Can you vouch for this perspective? Because this is what I expect. I think it'd be one thing if I had the nostalgia for it, but because I have no nostalgia for it at all, I need something else. And I think that can kind of bridge the gap for me so that I can enjoy it as much as everybody else. All right, how's this looking? Okay. Okay. We can actually start thinning it out now, I think. Let's make this here instead. Like so. And then Let me look at what that would round out as on the map. Twilight, that's another one. I will never watch Twilight by myself. When the day comes that I watch it for the first time, it's got to be with a group of people. Ideally, a group of people that really like it, because then it's going to be really funny. Because then they're going to be trying to read my reactions. And I'll be voicing my theories about what's going to happen. Though I actually do know a couple of things that happen. I know about Resume, or whatever her name was. Yeah, I know about her, and I know about what happens with her and another character. And that's about it. I just know a bunch of random small things about Twilight, but I've never seen it. I know that whenever she acts as Bella, she has the thing where she goes like... You know what I'm saying? Like she goes like... I'm gonna facial act as Bella Thorne right now, all right? Based on the 2 clips of Twilight that I've personally seen. That's what she looks like to me in the clips that I've seen. At the end of the day, Bella Thorne. Wait, what's her last name? Is it not Thorne? What's her last name? I thought it was Bella Thorne. Is it something else? I've never read Twilight. I've never seen the movies. Oh, Swan. I thought it was Thorne. Is there another character with the last name Thorne that I'm mixing her up with? Who's Thorne? Oh, Bella Thorne is an actress. That's an actual person. That's an actual human being. Oh man, now I feel bad. No slander to Bella Thorne, the human person. I had the wrong name. I was talking about Bella Swan, the fictional character. I need that little sound effect, that dum-dum with the little notice. Yeah, no slander. I was not making fun of a real person just now. I was making fun of a character in a show, not in a show. It was a series of movies. Bella Swan, different Bella. I thought her name was Bella Thorne. I mixed them up, I guess. I don't know who Bella Thorne is either. I'm not gonna lie, but I know the name. There's a number of characters and actresses who I've never seen them or like followed any other stuff, but their names have floated around my head forever. So I'm just vaguely familiar with them, you know? Shake It Up. Oh, is she the one with red hair? And she co-starred with Zendaya. Shake it up. That one, right? Shake it up. I've seen a lot of good TikToks about that. Okay, that's Bella Thorne. Yeah, no hate to Bella Thorne. Sorry, I had the wrong Bella. I thought her name was Bella Thorne, but it's Bella Swan. What's her actress's name? Is she a Kristen? I'm scared. I'm scared to say a last name. I don't know if it's right. It's Kristen Stewart. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Oh, Kirsten. Is it Kirsten or Kristen? What's the truth? No, I don't know. Kristen Stewart. Okay. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm scared. Sometimes I get a little nervous, okay? Let's see, what's this look like? Ooh, let's have a little sample from above. Kind of a decent view. It could be better. I kind of want it to be bigger. I know we talked about downsizing the lake. I want it to be larger. It's kind of giving Debonair. I think I do need the right ear to be bigger after all. Or at least taller. We're going to make it a little taller. Mean Girls. I did watch Mean Girls. I watched Mean Girls, I think when I was in high school. And that was because my friend group refused to accept that I had never seen it. So similar to the scenario I'm talking about with these other two movies, right? I can enjoy something that I have no nostalgia for if I watch it surrounded by people who do. Original musical, I've never seen the musical. And I don't really know any of the songs from the musical. Yeah, I have seen Mean Girls, and because I was surrounded by people that could quote it, I also can recognize and dish out a number of quotes from Mean Girls. Yeah. Favorite characters? I don't really have one from Mean Girls. Mean Girls is one of those where I think all of the characters are equally annoying and funny. And when I say funny, I mean like in the worst way. Like I think the characters in Mean Girls all make each other worse and are all equally annoying. So I don't have a favorite. Like they are all messy and they're all making all the worst decisions. Okay, wait. How does this work? Does this look good? Please look good. That doesn't look good at all. Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, hold on. I know exactly what to do, and I'm actually lying. That's what I need to do. And this is gonna look really good. No. Well... I don't know. It's a little too rigid. But I don't know if I can get it less rigid than that. What I need to figure out is this mess right here. Maybe that'll help. No, it made it worse. I don't know. Looks fetch. Stop trying to make fetch a thing. It's not happening. Nobody says fetch. It's not gonna happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen. I remember that one. You know what? I'm throwing in the towel. I think this is fine. Yeah, no, this is just fine. No, it's not. I need to restructure the entire thing. We're going to fill it entirely to the beginning. We're gonna refill it, the whole thing. Starting with this one. No. The earlobe? No, more like the part on the top. Specifically here. Let me bring out my pointer reference. Oh, whoops. Do you remember him? Do you remember this guy? Oh my god, I clicked the wrong layer and pulled him up. No, I was trying to pull up, where is it? This one. I got so many things. I need to reorganize OBS. I'm talking specifically about these little crevices right here. I want these to look better, but I don't know if I can make them look better in a way that still makes these feel separated from the rest of the head. Oh, but what we can do is we can check this to see if this looked any better. I feel like the one that I just spitballed without looking at the reference looks better, actually. It's a little rough at a couple spots, but that's okay. That's just unavoidable. It looks better, right? Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Wish it were a hot spring. That would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. If you could see steam rising up. Ah, that'd be nice. Like a monkey onsen. That'd be awesome. Now what I need to do Oh my god, I've got so much stuff. Okay. One moment. We need to head home and clear out our pockets. I got so much junk in my pockets. And I may put more in the center later. Oh, don't make me deal with the lost item right now. One of my toxic traits is that I actually really love to hold on to the lost items and not return them to the villagers because I think they make nice decorations. So sometimes I deliberately, I'll deliberately hold on to them until they are like, what was this again? So that you can't return it. And then I just drop it on the ground somewhere. Thief? No. I'm just, I'm just reclaiming what wasn't picked up. You know, lost and found. I found it. It's mine. Finders keepers. Losers, well, you know. Okay. This should be more than enough space. We'll keep this over here in the corner. Villagers wondering why they're losing things. Well, then they should take better care of their belongings. They shouldn't leave things. They're littering. You know that? They're littering when they leave these things on the ground. I'm cleaning up garbage is what I'm doing. I'm keeping the town clean. I am supporting a healthy local ecosystem. Now it's trash. Always was. Always was. Yeah, I may put more things or like a furniture decoration or something in the center of the little island in the middle of the lake. But I think a good thing to do now would actually be to do flowers. But this is honestly the best time to figure this out. Would this lake be better without the island in the center? Because I personally think that it would be recognizable as the Debonair mascot head without the little circle in the middle. It would still be recognizable. However, the circle is kind of what makes it the Debonair mascot. The reason I'm considering it is because this view right here would look so good without the circle. You know what I'm saying? Like this is 10 times better. The map view is 10 times better with the circle inside. But this view would be as many as 11 times better, in my opinion, without the circle. Even with flowers in the middle. Specifically because the main draw of a lake is actually something we're not really getting right now. And it's that all this water is clustered together. Usually you don't see it vertically more than 4 tiles. Or not vertically, but you know, the width is usually no more than 4. View could be further back. The dilemma with that... Oh, man. The dilemma with that is that I'm actually thinking of cutting out this row from the terraform behind the community center or services center and then putting fencing up here, which means that I don't have as much space to work with for paths and trees and stuff. I got to be very deliberate about how much space I take up. And if I push too much further forward, I'm going to have to redo the lake. And I'm also going to have to consider how much space it's taking from the forest in the north. If I put it off, can I take it? If I take it off, can I put it back? Yes. And I feel like I would like the results is the thing. Because I want it to be more than something that's super obvious. I want it to be like an Easter egg. And here's a good question. Which would I look at more often? Realistically, when I'm playing the game more often, this view is the one that matters. And this is the one that people will see and think, oh, wow. And then if they randomly open the map, that'll be more like a brief like, oh, that was there all along. How cute. And I do think it's still recognizable without the circle. Yeah, right? I'm going to be seeing the lake way more than the map. I'm going to try it without the circle. I'm going to try without. We're going to go... I guess I'll go vertically. So something else I could try would actually be a circle kind of like... Hold on. We can find compromise too, maybe. Find the best of both worlds. We could do a circle that's like this. You see what I'm cooking here? Oh, wait, that's not right. Hold on. Wait, how would that be? It'd be here. Oh, no, that would be there, I think. I have to use so much brain power to do this. And then fill in, like, the center. And you would just have... Well, hold on. I'd have to fill in this one. And then carve it out. You just have a little ring in the middle. So you still have this, the ringed silhouette of a Debonair mascot on the map. Oh, I wouldn't be able to make that one a perfect circle, unfortunately. What I could do is I could carve this. Oh, but it'll ruin it. Oh, man. That's so tough. Okay, hold on. I'm brainstorming. I'm due for a brain blast any moment. Like, already this is improving the silhouette a lot. Or not the silhouette, but the view, right? The more water you can see here, the better. By a long shot. So if I keep the circle, at the very least, it's got to be thinned out like this. I'll come back to this and see what I can do about this little spot right here. It's got to be thinned out like this, or it's got to be made super duper small. Because this is already... I haven't even gotten there yet, but from up here... That's already better. Oh my god, that would look so cool with just water, though. Okay, hold on. And what does this look like? That looks even cuter on the map. Ooh, that's so tough. Because I would love that so much with just no ring at all. I'm so torn. Okay, hold on. Let's experiment and decide that it's a lost cause after trying everything to make it work. I want to try everything to make it work before I give up on it. So a way that I can make this look right would be... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to... I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if these can both be... Yeah, no, they can't both be broken at the same time. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Thinking emoji. Thinking emoji. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it a little curvy. It's got wabi-sabi. Do like that. And then do this one. That'll get broken, won't it? Oh, man, I don't know how to do that. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think of how to connect these in a way that looks right. But everything I'm thinking of will just look really lopsided and weird. And you'll get little corners in there too. Those are kind of impossible to avoid. Ugh, okay, hold on. Hold on, have faith. Try everything before giving up. I'm not gonna give up on the ring till I decided that there's nothing I can do to make it look beautiful. And then... Wait, how does that look from above? I need to go more north. Oh, come on. Okay. It does kind of look like a fish, and it doesn't really look very much like a debonair. Oh, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Thinking emoji. Thinking emoji. Ah, man. Okay. I want it to work so bad. Oh, no, wait. We could do more of these. And do it like... Do it like this. And then do... Oh, wait. I understand. I can't have both. I can't have my cake and eat it too there. There's going to have to be a corner. I'm going to cope and see what this looks like, though. Yeah, the flowers will not show up on the map. Flowers absolutely will not show up on the map. Paths show up on the map. The raised level of the ground shows up on the map. And then water shows up on the map. That's it. And paths. Did I mention paths? Paths show up. Paths, the level of the ground, and water. Those are the three things. I don't know. I don't know about the ring. Maybe. Okay, hold on. It's not over yet. So it's easy to forget it's not over yet. Hold on. One thing I could do to improve this would be to fill it in over here and make it run a little bit more parallel to the outside. And then I could have a diagonal line here instead of a vertical one. And vertical lines in these are just generally a turn off. They just don't look good. Okay, let's see this. Oh, I could jump. Okay, let us see. It might be a little too diagonal, but main priority, right? Number one priority is what would it look like from up here? Imagine we're walking along. Doing this in the winter is not helping, by the way. It's a lot easier when you can see the grass and trees of everything, but... And there's land over here, too. No, it's got. I gotta cut the ring. It would look so cool without the ring, and you'll believe it when you see it. I'll show you. Ring could be nice, and what I was gonna try next was I was gonna try putting the flowers on here to improve the view. But the main appeal of having a lake is specifically just seeing this much water in the middle of the island and being able to create a sense of forced perspective. That's something you otherwise in this game you only see with the ocean, and that's not something you have very much control over when it comes to decorating compared to the rivers and lakes and stuff. So this is just going to be the best way to do it. It's going to look so right, though. Trust. Have faith. In time, our island is going to be #1. It's going to be the most beautiful island ever. It's going to take time, but I have a feeling we're going to get to the near end stages or even the end stages by the end of this year. I think we started this game in the summer of last year. We're in the winter of our first year. So we're more or less like halfway through the experience of a year. Are we gonna leave this lake? I'll show you. There's a reason I've chosen to do it specifically right here. Oh, whoops. I can do my little hopping thing. That's a pretty fun strat. Like so. And then I can just go around. Now let's look at this view. And if this doesn't look way better than everything I was experimenting with, then we can go and make another ring. But I am confident. I'm confident that this is going to look right. Oh, that looks so nice. Look at all that water. That's so right. And if I decorate it properly, oh man. And if we look at it on the map, you can still very clearly recognize exactly what it's supposed to be. So the purpose remains the same. And it remains fulfilled. Yeah. One other thing I considered maybe would be to do the face, but not the ring. But I don't think that would look good. And now we got a lake. Since we got terraforming, I think you may remember, I've been agonizing about wanting a space like this where you can cast a rod all the way down from a higher level. Because I just think that's a really cool perspective. Now, the next step is going to be to terraform around the edge and fill in the gaps. And I think what I want to do is I want to leave... Whoa, hold on. I'll demonstrate it a little bit. I want to leave a little ring around like this. And I want to put flowers in certain spots. Like this. And I could have one here. And have that be around it. But we'll figure that out another time. I've already played a bit longer than I actually can right now. So we're gonna... We're going to deactivate this. Yellow would be cute. I deliberately actually grew, you may have noticed, I grew a ton of yellow and white chrysanthemums specifically for something like this. I wasn't sure what it was going to be used for in the end, but I knew I would want to do yellow and white for something to represent our little mascot. And it seems like this is what they're going to be used for. So I'll mix white and yellow together. Well, hold on. Let's get a look here. See if I can get a view that has much of it from above. You can't really get it in the camera view, huh? Maybe if I go all the way over here. Or maybe not, actually. That'll make it worse. Yeah, it's big enough that you can't actually get the view of the full thing in the camera. But on the map, that's the monkey. That's monkey. That's monkey. Ah, that's so cute. I'm so happy. All right, let's take our photo. I've terraformed a sick lake. Would you agree? Or actually, the way I've been obsessed with taking photos in this game lately is like this. Oh, look at that. Look at all that water. Oh my gosh. Isn't that so crazy? Isn't that such a bananas view? Now, imagine this view, but in the backdrop, it's just tons and tons of the like the pine trees. What are those called? The cedar trees? The pointy ones for the forest. You'll see the forest in the distance. You'll see the flowers around the edges. There will be maybe a little waterfall nearby. There'll be a footpath in this area where we're standing, and maybe some little binoculars, tourist binoculars. Yeah, it's gonna look right. I already know. Hee hee hee. Okay. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna put little Kaelix to bed. And then I'm gonna put big Kaelix to bed. Because it's about time I had another nap. Whoa. I got lost there. Oh yeah, remember that thing I was talking about with the lost items? This thing will be just like this in time. I just can't help it. I think it's a nice decoration. Oh, happy birthday. All right. I want to sleep. Yippee! There it is. I noticed that it trailed off and wasn't a finished thought, so I was like, where's the rest of it? But yes, oats. I'm streaming. Oh my gosh. Isn't that so exciting? I'm so happy. I wasn't sure I'd be able to do it. Genuinely, I'm not going to lie. I got really frustrated there for a bit. I had to, the moment I knew that I was able to, I honestly wanted to do it then, but I needed a quick little nap. So this is me getting my fix. Getting my fix and achieving a little bit of something in Animal Crossing. Feels good. It really does feel like it's been 84 years. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, thank you again for your patience. Thank you as always for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun. We will continue our building another time. And to tell you the truth, I really want to get into the Happy Home DLC pretty soon. And I think I do kind of want to do some of that on stream. I don't know if I'll do all of it on stream, but I do want to start it on stream and maybe do some of the big parts on stream. Because I do actually really like designing. And I get really, I don't know, I get really stressed out making it perfect. And it seems that you like watching me be stressed out making it perfect. So I guess we could do that. Yeah, so you may see some more Animal Crossing in the future. And in the process of doing the Happy Home DLC, we'll unlock some important items that I can decorate with, which would be awesome. But yes. What else is there to say? I have not determined the schedule for this week, but now that I know that I can stream, that means I can determine a schedule. So I'll figure one out as soon as I can and get it published for you when I'm able to. In the meantime, I will tell you what I know. I know that I am live later tonight EST over on Vermillion's channel. Should be good to go over there. Should be no issues with going live now, thankfully. That'll be later tonight, 9 p.m. EST. So that is 11 a.m. JST tomorrow. It'll be over on Ver Senpai's channel. I can't remember the last time I senpai'd somebody in an English sentence. I usually only pull out the senpai when I'm speaking Japanese. Yeah, very excited for that. We're going to be reviewing requests for romantic advice. I can't say I'm a very experienced person in romance. I don't really have much experience. I have very limited experience. I've talked about it a little bit, I think, at one point. On I think it was a collab stream with By the Beat. We talked about that stuff a little bit. But yeah, I don't have that much experience. I'm a total noob when it comes to romance, but I do think I am pretty decent in the social awareness department. And while I do not have very much experience in my own romance, I find that my friends come to me very often seeking counsel, like I'm like their court eunuch or something. Genuinely, whenever a friend of mine is like, Like there's been this thing with one of my close friends recently. He's been interested in this girl and he's been coming to me for advice a lot. And then like a couple months before that, it was somebody else. Everybody comes to court eunuch Kaelix for his advice. Genuinely, that's what I feel like. I feel like an advisor giving romantic advice to my friends, but I don't have that much experience, so I don't know why they come to me specifically. But yeah, so I guess I can give good advice. I think I've led people right in the past. Eunuch, well, not literally. Not literally. This is a maybe another example where I say something exaggerated and it's taken literally. Eunuch in the sense that it's like, I am a trusted advisor for people for affairs that I guess I do not necessarily have any business in. Because it's not just men that are asking me for advice too. Some of my female friends will come to me for advice. They'll be like, Kaelix, I don't know what to do. Is he right for me? Is she right for me? And I'll be like, you guys make each other worse. And I think you should spend some time apart so that you can be friends again. Or like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe people like that I'm straightforward with that stuff. But yeah, I'll do my best to give good advice either way. I'll try to be gentle as well. I'll be gentle. As for the rest of the week, I haven't determined any other streams, and I have to catch up on recording. I haven't been able to record for the last several days, and I was supposed to be recording this last week, so you may not actually see that much of me in the other days, as far as I know yet, but there will be another collab on Friday in California. Today is Friday. Yeah, I had a collab planned with Frio last Friday, but we had to reschedule it. We had to totally reschedule it because of my internet issues. So, that'll be this Friday instead now. And then I think Wednesday night EST, Thursday morning JST, they're planning the Niji Sanji Enterprise Minecraft server, and I gotta be there for the grand opening, so I will try my best to be there for the Enterprises server. Fingers crossed. I should be able to, given the hours they're thinking. So yeah, the other days undetermined. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I can do yet, but I know that I can stream, and that's like step number 1 to figuring out a schedule. So yay me. I've been missing that very important part of figuring out a stream schedule for a minute. I'll let you know when I know, even if it's not as a published schedule. We're on a roll. This is week number 3 so far without a schedule in a row, right? I did 2 in a row, and then I started this week without one because I didn't have internet yet. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's kind of fun though. I prefer having the notice ahead of time, and I prefer for you to have notice, but it's also kind of exciting to just figure out what we're going to do the day of. It's kind of fun. It's like a fun little mystery. Yeah, I do prefer planning ahead, so I'll get back to that when I can. Thank you again for your patience. All right, I'm going to send you to Vox Akumer. Vox of Kumar. Like Repo. Oh my gosh. I want to play Repo. Oh my gosh. I haven't played Repo in forever. He's playing I don't know how to pronounce this. Is this a French name? À la rigueur. 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 À la rigueur. 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 À la rigueur. 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 À la rigueur. Ligueur. Is that how that would be pronounced? Rigueur. He's playing a game. I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh wait, this is this is the game he plays all the time, isn't it? Or no, this is the game that Ginjoka likes. This is World of Warcraft. Right? Is this like an expansion of World of Warcraft? I don't know what I'm looking at. Vox is playing something. This is some that Vox is playing. Not RuneScape. He plays RuneScape a lot. I get them confused because I have no experience with either. This is the other one. World of Warcraft. Ginjoka likes this one. Anyway, He's playing it. Feel free to go hang out with him. Oh my gosh, I got so hung up on the name. It took me like 2 minutes to get through that idea. I'm going to send you to Vox. Please be nice and polite if you choose to participate in the redirect, as always. Thank you, as always, for being so well-behaved and for representing me so well. You make me very proud. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here now. I'm going to go have a good sip of water, and I'm going to go to bed. Take a little nap. I'm in nap mode indefinitely while I recover from my sickness, the last parts of my sickness. Feeling much better, but I still need to fix my sleep so that I can be truly healthy again. So, yeah, I will see you again soon. In the meantime, I do hope that you can get some good rest. I hope that you can have a nice meal. And as always, I hope that you stay safe, all right? Please don't put yourself in any crazy danger. I'm not always going to be there to pick you up. I can't keep you safe all the time. Yeah. 来てくれてありがとう。そして応援してくれてありがとう。またな。バイバイ。